here and Sudhanshu Mittal. Sudhanshu Mittal, the government then removed the charges until the 31st of December, but has not informed us any further about the fact that the charges still exist. Shouldn't the RBI stay on top of this problem?
I compliment you for bringing up this issue because logically, what was done till 31st will get extended.
How is that logical,
sir? Got this, we are just on the third. It is logical that it will be extended.
How?
That the exemption to the charges will be extended is what is logical.
No, but Mr. Mittal, it's logical for you and me, but unless the RBI issues a circular, it's not real. It might be logical, but we have to wait for an RBI circular. In the meantime, we pay fees.
We are on the third. We are on the 3rd of January today, and 31st of December was till when the extension was, the waiver was there. We are on 3rd of January, and I'm sure shortly we shall be hearing on this.
I don't understand. What I don't understand is, you know, this is going to happen, that is going to happen. You are trying every time in the process. The common man is suffering, sir. The common man is suffering. You are not sure. You are not sure. How can you presume and assume that this should be carried forward? What happens to the people of this country? They are living on hope. They are living on presumption. How can you live on presumptions?
One second.
You have to have authentic notifications on this. You can't presume just that this will be extended.
Okay, Sudhanshu Mittal, please finish what you were saying. You were saying that it is logical, we can assume that the RBI will release a circular, sir?
First thing, if we are going to have a fish market debate, I'm not interested. Miss, you are regulating the conversation. Allow everybody his chance to say what he has to say. And if crosstalk and shouting is to be the order of the day, then probably give the floor to the gentleman. I'm not interested in this.
No, Mr. Mittal, please finish your thought. Yes, go ahead.
A monumental step. Allow me to finish, miss. There is a monumental step which has been taken by this government. A whole parallel economy has been demolished, which existed for 70 years. I mean, it was a status quo which nobody had the courage to disturb, whereas we all acknowledge the ills of the status quo. Now, when a status quo of this magnitude is demolished, there are effects, there are shortcomings, there are problems. There cannot be a denial. And you tackle with the problems as they arise. There are no precedences, there are no set formula, and there's no set of anticipations, because the ingenuity of the Indian mind is so great that any system you like to create, they like to demolish the system. So naturally, progressively, as things unfold, you take steps. Issue is, are the things being addressed? First, was the objective accomplished or not? Yes. In one stroke, you have demolished the parallel economy of this country, which I think is a monumental achievement for any government. Secondly, now after having accomplished this, you have to consolidate these gains and you have to perpetuate these gains. How do you do that? You do it by trying to minimize the use of cash in any economy. And that's what is being attempted. Now, while you are doing that, there are again shortcomings, there are problems, and each of them are getting addressed by the day. So when an issue of this magnitude is addressed, let us not be so impatient as to demolish or discredit what has been achieved.
Okay.
Now, you have pointed out that certain charges are not right. I said, yes, you are logically right. Because if we are to go towards a complete cashless economy, then if ATM charges are going to be levied, it would be a disincentive. Fine, I would be hopeful that in the next few days we'll have an answer to that. As has been pointed out, Rupiah, which is an instrument of the government of India, these are not private instruments. There is no charge on that. Now, these are the other instruments are the instruments of private entities. And to regulate that, certainly it will require a bit of time, which shall be done. Now, more importantly, what is the situation? Are we not happy that we have contained the black money economy of this country? Are we not happy that what never existed in the banking system is completely now in the banking
fair
system.
enough. Mr. Mittal, let me take your points. I've got your points down. Let me take your points to the rest of the panel. I want to bring in now Chengal Reddy. Mr. Mishra, let's keep the discussion to data points, please.
I come from UP, which is one of the poorest states, and nobody is
Sudhanshu Mittal, I'm sorry I kept you waiting for this long. Sudhanshu Mittal wanted to rebut Chengal Reddy. Sudhanshu Mittal, go ahead.
If you are from UP, my friend, please, if you are from UP, read every day the newspapers of UP, not sitting and Delhi. Don't try to tell people that UP is prosperous. Yours is one of the most backward states, and in spite of all your great people, you are hardly...
Mr. Mittal wants to respond to you. I have to bring in other members of the panel as well. Mr. Chengal Reddy, 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. With all due respect, 1 second, sir. Sudhanshu Mittal, go ahead.
Stop talking nonsense.
Sudhanshu Mittal, go ahead.
Stop talking nonsense, Mr. Reddy. It is not against the state.
If you don't understand agriculture, don't come on this year. Why are you bothered? You people, you see, I once again tell you, if you...
Okay. Gentlemen, Chengal Reddy, Mr. Chengal Reddy and Mr. Mishra, just 1 second. I want to bring in other members of the panel. I'll ask you to just give me 1 second, please. Sudhanshu Mittal wanted to rebut. Sudhanshu Mittal, please go ahead.
Miss, please understand the entire scenario. There was a status quo with a lot of vested interest. Now, when you break the status quo with so much of vested interest, do you think there are not going to be resistances? Do you think people will not like to discredit the initiative of demolishing the status quo? And that is exactly what you're witnessing. But at a people's level, look at what it is. They are willing to undergo all the hardship because at the end of the day, this has cleaned the system. What ill this economy had seen for years, for decades, has now finally been demolished.
Okay.
And today, people say, yes, there are inconveniences, but yeah.
Sudhanshu Mittal, the question that was being asked was about the farm prices that have come down, and Mr. Reddy pointed out that farm produce was being thrown on the streets. Do you have a response to that, sir?
I think Mr. Mishra has adequately clarified that position. I'm getting on to one more thing. Miss, why do you want the poor to remain poor in this country? Why do you want the infrastructure of this country to remain poor? Why do you want this country to always be called backward?
Okay.
Why do you want the largest part of the economy of this country not to be a part of your GDP? May I also disclose to you that India has the lowest GDP ratio.
No, but Sudhanshu Mittal, agriculture gets counted as GDP. Agriculture is 15% of GDP, sir. It's not counted as GDP because it's functioning in cash right now. Agriculture contributes to GDP. Let me just correct you on that one point.
Miss, please understand allow me to articulate my entire argument.
It's not about agriculture. It's a trade. Madam, it's trade.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, Mr. Mittal.
The entire issue is that because of the parallel economy, you did not have an economy which was yielding enough tax. It does not yield enough direct tax, it does not yield enough indirect tax. If the poor of this country have to be benefited, you need a larger tax kitty. If the infrastructure of this country has to be augmented, you need a larger tax kitty. In this, what has happened is this entire parallel economy has now become a part of the main economy. It has gone into the banking system.
All right. Clyde,
this will result into two things. One, a larger base on the direct tax and a larger base of the indirect tax. Whereas this will now result into a higher yield to the government to spend on the poor, to spend on education, to spend on health, to spend on infrastructure. Now it is these people like Mr. Reddy who at the flimsiest of argument...
Okay, all right, don't get personal. 1 second. Clyde Crasto and Dr. Singh. I'm coming to you, Clyde Crasto first, then Dr. Singh.
Now, everybody talks about the cash and the cashless economy. Now, everybody's saying, there's small money which is required. There is this, there is that. As per rules today, every week you are permitted to withdraw 24,000 rupees. So effectively, 96,000 rupees per month is what is there in the hands of an individual in terms of cash. Now, how much percentage of this country, in terms of population, spends more than 1 lakh rupee in cash in a month? Tell me that. 99% of people in this country spend less than 1 lakh rupee in cash in this country. So in terms of liquidity for the small traders, for the small people, for petty works, this liquidity is going to be available. It is available.
Mr. Mittal, let me point out to you that the 24,000 rupees availability limit has not been available in banks for people to access.
Yes,
we've been checking on a daily basis across the country. We've not been able to draw that money. So while your argument might hold, in reality what we're talking about are the problems on the ground. That problem has not been solved.
Miss, I would appreciate that, yes, there is not complete freeness in terms of withdrawal of this money. I appreciate. This is easing out by the days. As I said, when a system as monumental as what we had, when that is changed, when the status quo is broken, there are problems. There are overshooting of timelines also. But is the direction right? Are we not accomplishing the objective? As I said, the objective of striking at the root of a parallel economy has been accomplished.
No, it has not been accomplished.
Let's not talk about... Allow me to finish, please. Have decency.
Okay,
I don't intervene.
Okay.
See, a cash economy and a parallel economy are two different things. Unfortunately, what is happening is everybody is using the cash economy and parallel economy and saying they both are the same. No, they both are not the same. And secondly, when you talk about cashless economy, you are not saying you are eliminating the use of liquidity. You're not doing it. It's a mixed use.
30 seconds, Sudhanshu.
You are encouraging it so that you do not return back to the status quo. Now, all proponents of the status quo are using every small and flimsy argument to now say, no, let us go back to the status quo. Let us go back to the status quo. No, we will not.
Sudhanshu Mittal, I give you 2 minutes. I'm going to give the other panelists 2 minutes as well. All right, we will not interrupt, but we'll give you 2 minutes each. Clyde Craster, you said that I'll give you a chance to respond to that.
No.
Can I respond?
See, this gentleman doesn't understand. I'll explain to you 2-3 basic things where things have gone wrong. See, first of all, when Mr. Modi came,
you have all the knowledge,
in the last 2.5 years, he did not implement the BJP manifesto of minimum support price, which he has given in the writing as well as in the speeches.
Sir, we are discussing demonetization.
Second thing,
we are discussing demonetization. We are not discussing BJP manifesto here. What is happening? What is the debate?
You have failed to implement APMC reform.
What nonsense is this?
Now you want the whole thing will come out because of this so-called demonetization electron.
But what is the debate about?
I'm sorry to say that...
Miss, allow me to tell you. What is the debate about?
Please tell me. Thinking that really this demonetization is good. I only feel sorry for your ignorance.
Why are you letting this digression? We are discussing demonetization.
Okay, all right. Let's refocus this debate. Sudhanshu Mittal and Sunil Kumar Singh, I have a question for the two of you. Sudhanshu Mittal, if you are telling me that the status quo has changed, can you give me a guarantee as a citizen of India that I will have a country that is corruption free, that there will not be a government officer that asks me for a bribe, that there will not be a police officer at the corner of the street that asks me for a bribe. When I go to register my house, when I have bought a house, that the registered officer will not ask me for a bribe, that the agent will not tell me to carry 15,000 rupees because we have to pay that to the registered officer. Or we have evidence on this channel that we have presented on this channel repeatedly. Sudhanshu Mittal, I will send you a copy, where 3-4 weeks after demonetization, developers were asked by government officers in local authorities, BMC, MADA, these sort of offices, saying send us our bribes in diamonds and gold because we won't take cash anymore. So if you're telling me that the status quo has changed, as a citizen of India, will you promise me a corruption-free India, and can you give me a date on which you can give me that promise, sir? Sudhanshu Mittal.
Miss, by your argument, I understand that you believe that Rome was built in a day.
You're not answering my question, Mr. Mittal.
I don't think that is...
Mr. Mittal, you're not answering my question.
You made your point. You've given your side. I'm answering your point.
Go ahead, sir.
You are saying Rome was built in a day. No, it was not. There was a status quo which was parallel economy, and there is corruption. Now, it's not something which started yesterday and which can end today. First thing which is ended is the parallel economy. Consequent to this, you have to strike at all the ills. It's not an exercise of a day.
No, I didn't say give me a date, give me a guarantee for tomorrow. You can give me a guarantee for a year from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now, 70 years from now. Mr. Mittal, just give me a guarantee. Give me a guarantee.
Corruption, miss corruption.
That's a very childish question you are asking.
Allow me to finish.
That's a very childish question you are asking.
That's what I said. it is not something which I don't think you are convinced about an answer to this. An evil like corruption, which requires a monumental effort again and at all levels of society. You say, give me a guarantee for tomorrow. I don't think
No, but the guarantees were given.
Let me point out one thing. Let me point out, explain, let me accept the fact that it's a childish question I'm asking as a citizen of this country. Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh, explain it to me like a 4-year-old. Explain to me like I'm a 4-year-old why we can't rid this country of corruption if it's something that we've put up with for 70 years. Sunil Kumar Singh, explain to me when and how we can rid this country of corruption.
As far as the farmers are concerned, I do not think that the farmers were all right yesterday.
Yeah, you're very right question. Like your heading is...
They have suddenly come into a difficult situation. There were problems which were being faced by the farmers yesterday also, before demonetization also. We have to discuss what are the effects of demonetization and have they been reduced or not. But look at Mr. Reddy. What does he talk? He talks about...
You still haven't answered my question, Mr. Mittal. Mr. Mittal, answer my question. Answer my question, sir. What are we doing to curb corruption? How will we make sure that there will be no corruption in the system?
Miss, we are discussing demonetization here. Let us limit ourselves. Call me tomorrow on corruption and I'll tell you all what we're doing.
Okay, so demonetization. So what you're saying is demonetization and corruption are two completely separate issues that require two completely separate plans.
Demonetization took place because of corruption.
Economy and corruption.
No. So you are saying let's discuss the effects are two different things. Okay. Black economy and corruption are two different things. We should have two separate conversations on them. Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh. Right. Okay. All right. Two separate conversations have to be had on black economy and corruption. They're two separate things. Sunil Kumar Singh.
You and wait for hours. This whole exercise of demonetization, if you want to go cashless, you should have worked backwards. Work with cashless ways, then got into demonetization. I don't know. Why did they do this?
Sir, the money which you are depositing in the bank, you can still distribute and pay to everybody without going to the bank itself. You don't need to withdraw money in cash.
Sudhanshu Mittal, we started this conversation about the fact that we still have to pay a fee every time we take that money out of the bank through an ATM. We still have to pay a fee every time we swipe our cards. We still have to pay a fee every time the money is distributed.
Don't digress from the point he's making. Don't digress from the point he's making.
Which is the point he's making. Why does he have to stand in line after 50 days? Viren Sharma
I am telling him.
Viren Sharma, if you're still on the phone line.
You do not need that much money.
For 1 minute, sir.
You do not need that much cash.
I'm an exporter.
Who are you to decide?
I'm an exporter. RBI gives me a clearance in the form of inward remittance certificate. I get my money in dollars and pounds. When I have to pay my labor, why should I be giving my clearances and all? Why didn't you have this provision done and exempted certain amount of trade like exporters?
No. Why you have to pay labor in cash? Why you have to pay labor in cash, Mr. Viren Sharma? Mr. Viren Sharma, why you have to pay your labor in cash?
Oh, very funny.
Because you do not want to pay the actual wages.
Mr. Mittal,
why is it decided for everybody?
The actual wages.
Why? How can you decide?
You are employing only 200 and you are showing 500.
Who? You are accusing somebody you don't know. You are accusing somebody you don't know. Don't get personal.
R.K. Mishra, you cannot make an accusation like that. R.K. Mishra, you cannot make an accusation like that.
How can you make an accusation like that?
Just accept the fact.
No.
People are having...
No, R.K. Mishra, I'm sorry. I won't allow you to make that accusation of a citizen you do not know. You do not have any of these facts. R.K. Mishra, that was a completely unfair thing
listen to what the problems are. Instead of making accusations like this.
No, not him.
No. You made a personal accusation, Mishra, against a citizen without any of the facts.
Not you want to demolish the mountain.
No, I did not make against him. I did not make against him. My question is the reason to pay cash. No, let me explain.
A monumental
the reason to pay cash.
Which is going to bring transparency.
The reason to pay cash.
All right, unfortunately, we've run out of time.
To save the tax.
All right, we've run out of time. I'm going to have to cut this conversation short, but I will ask our viewers. I will put out on our screen right now contact details of viewers. If you feel that you are facing a problem and you want to be heard, get in touch with us. We will reconvene the same panel tomorrow evening.